call this meeting to order. At this time, I'd like to ask our board member, Brad Edwards, if he'd please lead us in prayer of pledge.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this great day and the opportunity for us to come together this morning and deal with the business of the school of Lee County. We ask that you put your hands upon the meeting today. We ask that you put your hands upon us entering the school year and all the changes that are happening with our county, that you be with our teachers and administrators, that we make good and proper decisions. We pray for our communities, the healing process, that you be a part of. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, board members, for good cause, I would like to ask that the agenda be as amended as followed. After D, insurance presentation, insert F, board policies, and to re-advertise the remainder of the agenda. Previously advertised for public hearing and board approval at the July 26, 16 board meeting. Request for public hearing July 12th and adopt school board policies 5.38, 6.41, 11.04. Do I have a motion to amend the agenda as follows?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Amendment to adopt the agenda is accepted.
No, we need to adopt. I move we adopt the agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes to adopt our agenda. I'd like to welcome our visitors. And this is a time that anyone can address a board that's not on the agenda. And I think we have a new reporter. Hello. Hi, how are you? You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Sean Arnold. Started as a chief of citizen about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I'm going to be kind of on the education, sports beat type of thing. I was previously covering things in Denellen, Citrus County, some areas around the Nature Coast. So.
Well, great. Well, we're glad you're here and welcome. And you know, if you have any questions, just ask us and let us know.
Thanks.
Thank you for being here today. Yes, sir. Mr.
John,
Hastings?
I did think you did a good job with the school grades and scores, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to item D, our insurance presentation.
Good morning. I am going to request permission for an RFP for health insurance. We would like to go out to bid for our health insurance this year. We're coming up at the end of our contract with our self-insurance, our ASO contract with Florida Blue, and so we have promised the employees in the past that we would look at every option out there, and so that's what it is asking permission. I'm going to pass a proposed schedule of how this is going to work. It's supposed, Don Crook and Brian Branham are working on the RFP, and it should be released this week, July 31. They will have to have them back by August 31. We will take the first part of September to analyze between us and between the insurance committee. And then my plan is at the first October board meeting, seek your approval.
I think it's a wonderful idea. I'm glad we're going out for bid.
I think so too. I think I've been a proponent of the health thing we have right now. And I think that by taking this out for bid, it's going to show just how much we would save.
Yeah, I think
I think it's going to confirm what I think we thought was going to happen.
And I think it's good to let the employees know that we've done that.
So you need a motion from us for this?
Yep. For
So
approval.
moved. So moved.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much. Okay. Board policies. Mr. Edison.
Sorry, Madam Chairman, members of the board. There's 3 policies to your consideration to update. Number 1 is bullying and harassment. I think we talked about it. This is a change in statute that requires us to change our policy to match the statute. And so the changes that you see in here are changes that were dictated to us by statute. And that's the board policy 5.38. Don't have any questions on any of that? Okay. The other one that y'all asked Superintendent to bring to you is about advertising in schools. And that's board policy 11.04. And as you can see, that's a pretty substantial change. This is policy, as we talked about last time, was modeled after policy in Citrus County. And what I would bring your attention to, I think as far as me, what's important, and it's all important, but it's this Roman numeral 3D, advertising shall not, okay? And advertising shall not be false or misleading, promote unlawful or illegal services, imply or declare an endorsement by the school or Lee County staff or students for any goods or services, promote any alcohol, tobacco, or smoke-related products, promote or encourage violation of any school rules or any school policies, contain images or information that promotes violence or may be considered violence or inappropriate, promote escort services, dating services, or adult entertainment businesses, and establishments contain nudity, sexual, and indecent behavior implications, contain profanity or derogatory language about any individual or groups, contain threatening, harassing, or discriminatory language or symbols, promote or endorse any, advocate any position on political issues, candidates for social or religious issues, or redirect a viewer to an advertisement or to a website. So, but essentially the process and a lot more verbiage here is it goes through the principal, it comes through the superintendent, and the superintendent has to make up the agreement for advertising.
And this is the advertising on school property.
Yes, sir. It also talks about where you can't advertise, and it talks about you can't use our home system to advertise. Okay, and it does allow advertising on the PA system like during sporting events. It does allow that, but it talks about not doing advertising on school buses and everything like that. But yes,
But what about, now does this affect advertising on private vehicle departments?
private vehicles or private vehicles. Am I correct?
Yes. Then you're getting into bumper stickers and stuff like that.
I guess my question relates to, say we have people that work for us that have a side business. They can have that advertising on their vehicle part of their school.
Right, there's not really any state action there. We're not, that's not our speech, that's
As long as it's not offensive. I mean, if it's offensive, we put
If it's offensive, it's different.
that's a different deal, but normal.
But on the same lines with their own home business and things they're doing, they can't pass out their flyers at school, they can't even, mailboxes or anything, so that's gonna be extremely clear and put out there.
Yeah,
I
there's,
think that's a good.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I was interrupting everybody. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, there's a process on solicitors and stuff like that. There's a process on even on flyers that somebody wants to pass out to students and stuff. There's a process for that. And the other policy, is on cell phone usage. Okay. And essentially what we're doing here is the district's getting out of the cell phone business, mostly right now. And in the past, what has happened is that we've had district cell phones, and that we have to go down the whole list and check it off, and in 7 cents a minute, we have to pay the score back. We're getting out of that, and Shred has to go through and count and do everything like that, and it's a big management issue. Well, the reason we did that through an IRS code, that has gone away. So we don't have to have that process anymore. So what's happening is, we as a district, we require certain individuals, district administrators, to be 24/7 contact available. And we're providing them a stipend, and they provide them a phone. Essentially, that's what's happening. And the superintendent makes up the contract agreement with everybody else is signed. So the district is eating out. We still have, because maintenance folks, they still have push to call phones. So we're working on the agreement with them as well. Yes, sir.
First sentence, please, parent 4, office 4.
6.41.
Yeah, is this, the red section, is that what's being deleted, or,
The red is the new language.
okay? For positions that require the daily use of a cell phone?
Yes. In other words, for, like I say, there are people that we expect to be, that we will be able to contact 24/7, either through data or through cell phone. Just like, for example, the Williston Elementary, the fire issue that we had at school. You know, that actually, we worked with the assistant principal about that. That's a lot of what we do.
Let me just put in the plug to remind to the staff, if you could help push that out, that if they need to communicate on stuff, they should be doing it through the school email account. So you don't get public records requests for text messages, because we're not texting each other about school business, it's all run through a searchable, archived, backed up email system.
And in our little disclaimer thing that we have, it's just like our policy says that even though they're their phones, you know, school or business is subject to public record.
Any other questions? Okay, so you need a motion?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I apologize for this not being on the agenda the first time, Angela emailed the week to us out there.
That's, we
She's
understand.
very valuable. She keeps us straight. So,
That's no problem, we understand.
Move approval of policy 5.38, policy 6.41, policy 11.04.
Got a motion and a second, any questions? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes, thank you. We'll move to our approval of our July 12th minutes. Any changes? Changes?
Approval of the minutes.
Second.
A motion and a second, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes to approve the minutes. Consent agenda. I'll start with Mr. Turner.
Sake of brevity, I have none, so that those people that are needing to go out and find teachers can do.
Mr. Turner, can I interrupt 1 second? I apologize, I didn't ask if there were any corrections, and I think we have a few, so I'm sorry.
Then you can bypass me to come out.
Bypass and come back to you?
No, not on that line.
Okay, I'm sorry, what are the corrections?
Madam Chair, I apologize. On page 2, Leanne Roman, third grade teacher, hire date 8/3/16, that should be 8/3/15.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. How about it, Mr. Turner, anything?
Nope.
Okay, all right, Mr. Evans.
Only question I had, and I try not to be intrusive in the question, but the budget amendments, however I go to find out what these codes are, so I actually know what I'm looking at.
There should be a book up
We
here.
have a book right here, yeah.
But
Once upon a time it was.
probably just need to have an intro for
Well, it's just, I mean, it's $3.5 million change in 47,000 numbers of codes, all like that. So, I was trying to make it.
In my world.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's all.
It's confusing. For every numeric record that comes through our system, there's about 15 or 16 digit number that has to go with it.
Right.
Our schools are dictated by what they call a red book. It's Fund Function Object Center Project. Yeah, it's a lot. We have to have a conversation, we can come to your office.
That was-
Be happy to.
Now I know where to come. Thank you.
It's pretty involved, so.
Usually that's always out, Brad, and everything, we can go and look and go back and through, it's just, and usually when we start it's here, but it's always, you know, it's what you have to do is just go through those codes, because it is a lot.
I did mean to be intrusive, just for my own knowledge for future
Yeah.
reference, where I can look.
Yeah, sure.
I got the red book now, good shit. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Asmus. What?
No,
Well, you mean, you'll get to steal my thunder today?
I'm gonna be quiet. I
Alright.
figured you got a ton of stuff and I don't want to.
Mr. Coward?
ago, or no, I guess it was a week ago, went to Tallahassee for planning, so probably going to have some stuff about medical marijuana. I think what else was a hot topic, obviously, the gender, so bathroom issue was still a hot topic, but also we'll continue with the roundtable discussions. I don't believe I will be leading a roundtable discussion this time, but I have had some feedback from some smaller districts about the transportation and trying to use the small district coalition to help see if we can get Lat Vala or some other people online. So Lat Vala has a connection with Taylor County. I guess he has a place with Steve Hatchie. So he's been pretty helpful with them. I think that's about it.
This is about
Consent agenda, sorry, so I'm kind of thinking, I noticed we got a lot of people going to Florida virtual again, so here we are at the last minute, so I saw that last night. How many spots do we still have?
Well, I can't really put my hand on it because they keep resigning. It's like a moving target. And principals are shuffling within to fill high needs within, and then, so to tell you how many, I
Gotcha.
can't put my finger on right
Yeah, thank you. And I think that's what I was just gonna ask is about the medical positions and how we were doing on that, so.
now. I will tell you, this has been the worst year that we've had since I've been in this position as far as the number of positions we had to fill. We've had several that we offered positions to, and they declined because they have taken positions elsewhere in competing areas, and I understand. They're just a high need for teachers right now. They really have an option of where they want to go, so.
I do not think it's going to get any better in the near future. All the counties are competing against each other, and that's something that as a board we need to be cognizant of in negotiations, that we are competing for teachers, and it's at that point in time where teachers are scarce, there is demand. Used to be elementary teachers lined up at the door waiting to get in. That is no more, and we're having trouble. Always had trouble hiring all the good math science speakers we wanted. Now it's all positions are hard to find.
Madam Chair, what I understand as well, following up on Mr. Hastings' comment, is this situation is not indigenous just to Lee County. People are bailing on the education business, and they're not creating enough teachers coming out of college.
Last week at the NEFED conference, I met with some people from Columbia County. They still had 41 vacancies as of last week, so we're not the only ones.
That is gonna make it really tough.
It is, but I do want to point out, Jeff mentioned this to me, that we are working on developing a stronger mentor program, so when we do hire these new teachers, that they have adequate support, because it is not an easy task to go in a classroom with the standards the way they are, the rigor of the testing, the accountability. So we're trying to beef up our support to be able to keep those that get into the system.
Retention is, it's a lot easier to retain and trust groups.
That's right, Mr. Hastings.
Yes, y'all often heard that it's a good idea to hire good people and let them do their job, and you stay out of their job. And sometimes I don't follow that rule of thumb. And so the correction that I had Angela make on A2 with Leanne wrong, the hire date was correct. We had previously hired her on 8/3/2016, but she had to resign because of personal situations, so her resignation date is correct, and the hire, so change that back to 2016, and I'm sorry, I asked Angela to change that. So I stand corrected on that.
Thank you, Mr. Hastings. And there are no other questions. Do I hear a motion to approve our consent agenda?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda passes. Mr. Hastings?
Just a few things I need to mention to you. First of all, I'm not sure that everybody's aware that our assistant lunchroom manager at Wilson Elementary was killed in an automobile wreck this past weekend. Named Suzanne Baird, a wonderful lady, hard worker. Tragic loss to our school system. So anyway, I don't have any details at this point in time on the funeral arrangements, but certainly need to think about the Baird family and our thoughts and prayers. I do want to mention that with the new school opening in Wilson, there will be a lot of stress on a lot of people because when you're combining the lunchroom staffs, the secretarial pool, the custodians, the teachers and all, a lot of people are having their cheese moved, so to speak. And so, with change comes anxiety and stress. And so we just need to be cognizant that these people are going through a lot of change in their life, and we need to work closely with them and try to understand that. But that's not only just Wilson Middle High School. With all new school openings, there are stress involved in it and anxiety of the parents and the students and the teachers and administrators. So we certainly need to be mindful of the need for all of our schools and keep them in our thoughts and blessings. I do want to say that, remind you that we had previously passed that because of the presentation of the budget being 5 days after it started to be advertised, we moved the next school board meeting to August the 2nd. It's an evening school board meeting, which is 1 week from today. So this morning, after the board meeting, the staff will meet, will put an agenda together and get out the agenda to you, because you're supposed to have it a week in advance, and we'll get that out to you this afternoon. And then we'll be prepared for the next school board meeting, August 2nd. The August 9th school board meeting is canceled, so that will be our first school board meeting for the month of August.
But then we're not gonna put it on the 16th, the following though, are we? Okay.
No, the second one will stay as scheduled.
Schedule, okay.
But just wanted to
Thank you for
refresh
that.
your memories on that.
And it'll be at 6.
6, yes, sir. It has to be after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's, we'll stay with 6 o'clock. And I do think because we're doing 1 week, we'll try to keep it brief, but we won't have any major presentations, just get to the budget and deal mostly with presenting the budget to you, okay? And I might mention, since Mr. Coward brought up the Ballin, that I will be meeting with him next week, still asking for some reimbursement on some funds and monies for the Wilson Middle High School, and I think he's our best hope for that. And so Jeff will be coming with me, and we'll be meeting with Ballin and trying to secure some monies that we feel like is due to this county. Anybody have any questions of me?
Talking about the brevity of the meeting, does that mean Dr. Hall will not be speaking?
Now, that's cold. That's cold. That's cold.
Just pass that one up.
Anything else? Yeah, I do probably need to remind you that because of the length of time between the first and the second, there may be some things that we have to make decisions on that we will get to the board in a tardy fashion.
on the second board meeting. Anything else?
Will there be any students coming back from Legal Learning next week?
There's a couple, but their time has elapsed, and so they will just be automatically put back in. I don't think we have. any-
Everybody that I've been asked about, that's been a conversation Mr. Trevor and I have had over the thing, and anybody that their expulsion has expired, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Hastings. I'll start with Mr. Cowart with any board comments.
As I said, I was in Tallahassee for the FSBA Winter Conference. The other thing that's going on, I know everybody with the short summer is working awfully hard. I appreciate everybody's hard work, so I know it's not easy whenever you take out a couple of weeks and then throw in trying to hire. So I appreciate all the hard work that goes into making starting school a success. So that's all I have.
Thank you.
I would love to tell y'all how great elaborate things to discuss, but just like Mr. Turner, keep them brief. I have a lot next time.
We need one of those big calendars. That's something that we mark on the calendar. Keep it brief.
I don't have much, all I just say the school really looks nice, the landscape, the alumni, the fair as it is, has added a pretty nice touch to it, and all the construction trailers are being moved so you can actually see it. I know there's a lot of hours and last minute things coming together. We came in about 10 o'clock last night, it looks like we have an airport in Williston when the school. That's a whole area of it, so.
We do have the CO, it has been signed. The office staff has moved in as of last week, and teachers will be moving in this week.
That's great.
There's still a lot of work to do.
And there's a lot of paint being put on walls and stuff.
I think they moved all their trailers to the college, and so they're starting to work on that. That's looking good. Mr. Turner?
Do we have a date for when sort of the public be invited, and maybe we could try to encourage people to wait?
The 27th.
That event,
Yeah,
so we just don't have people showing up.
August the 27th, we'll do a grand opening and get out invitations, and of course, everybody's welcome. But there's some major players that was beneficial in helping get that done. We want to make sure they're invited and get that. It'll be Saturday, August 27th. And actually, we're going to start working on that presentation this afternoon.
Well, I just know there's going to be a lot of interest from the community and curiosity, and probably would be helpful all the way around if people could just hold off until all the spit shines on
Yeah, and you know, I would have loved to have done it before we opened up school, but the time frame is just not conducive to it. But we will have open house for students and student parents on August 8th and 9th, one day for middle school, one day for the high school.
The principals and staff are prepared for that open house because, from the students, and they know the potential that every student may bring every grandparent and everyone that's on the 8th and 9th, so that they're getting prepared for that.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Probably 20,000 people in school that day.
We'll get the back of the carpet after the first day.
Yeah. Mr. Turner, do you
Go
have
ahead.
anything else? Mr. Glenn, anything else?
Okay.
I just got one question. Okay, CES, they have a Gmail account. So they're not using the county, I mean, our Lady Got K-12, or they're not using that?
We're in between right now, two different systems. We've asked for a deadline where we cut off the leading.k12.fl.us and we go to the Google mail. But until that time, they're running on double. So it could be that they're trying to go ahead and merge the faculty, so it's starting off fresh that way.
So is it only Cheatham Elementary?
No, across the entire district.
Okay,
In
so
fact,
I
we
just
all,
wasn't aware of that, and I didn't know when we made that change, or when we were, we had talked about it, or, and is that gonna change our email addresses, board members?
it
and-
will eventually. It
So
will.
are we gonna be updated on this process, or
We can
what's?
do that next week, probably. Short term.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I just kind of found out a little bit about it, but, really wasn't aware, so that, just to be able to email everybody right and get it there.
Okay, with the Chromebooks that we've been using, okay, we've been going to Google Docs or Google Documents and using the Google platform for a lot of things. And that's why you were in here at board meeting and the kids were talking to you and showing you about using
Right, right.
Google Classroom.
Right.
And that's become the way of the work in the school.
Uh-huh.
And so that we have one system, the whole district eventually will go to a Google Mail or a Gmail type system, use the Google system as opposed to the Outlook. But it's a process that we have to get to. So it's bigger than just the Gmail, it's the whole Google document system, because that way you don't have to purchase on Microsoft products and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful, I just, need
And you
to
don't
know
have
so
to
I
buy,
can make sure I'm getting it right.
and you don't have to buy thumb drives, it's out there in the
Yeah.
cloud. So, but it will be a learning curve for a lot of folks.
Okay, well, great, we'll look forward to learning, all of us. All right, thank you very much, that's all I have. If there are no other comments or anything, then meeting is adjourned.
Can
Have
I,
a great day. Oh,
can I
I'm
mention
sorry.
one thing? Just a reminder, our new employee orientation is tomorrow. The employees will be coming in about 8:30. We'll kick off at 9. After lunch, that's being provided by Board of Credit Union, we're going to have the mentors join the new teachers so they can work together for a successful year. But if you have door prizes or if anything like that that you want to bring tomorrow, please let Tammy Wayne know before you leave so she can get it on the agenda.
Bruce, did y'all get a schedule of our welcome back events like bus drivers?
Yes,
Okay.
Bus drivers won't track.
yeah, we did, and I have mine, a door prize to give y'all too in the.
Yeah, that'll be all the first, yeah. All door prizes except from all board.
Right, and then we have our administrators retreat.
Administrative retreat Thursday.
And then on August 2nd, we have our teachers and therapists back to school annual affair at the ESC Student Services Office, so you're all welcome again.
Okay.
And we do accept door prizes as well.
Okay, good, I don't have that one on top of so, thank you, so
I'd
that's,
like to offer Mr. Asbell a special invitation to the ESE Welcome Back. You may see the superintendent in a light you've never seen him before.
Oh, that is so true.
I've heard about that,
That's good. That's our carrot, so please come.
What's the thing?
I've heard that.
What's the theme this year, by the way?
Set sail on a voyage to the ESC Student Services world, so we're wearing nautical attire. We have a captain's hat for our captain, and the rest you need to come see.
There's no more Elvis entertainment.
No Elvis this year. We've had that, done that. That was wonderful. I have documentation of that event, so it did occur. It's always fun. It's a good way to kick off the school year.
That was John Travolta, was it Elvis?
if we have nothing else, have a wonderful afternoon, we'll be back next week, meeting adjourned.